that's me on my soapbox. I love to put that out there because people think that the streams and the numbers bring you some type of monetary value, which we both know it does not.
Nah, bro, that's a whole nother conversation in terms of how much you get paid for one stream. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother podcast episode.
It is. It is. So how do you not worry about that? Because I have this conversation with everybody, that we know at running similar circles. Like, what are you doing to not focus so much on the numbers, but on the material and getting in front of people?
I mean, for me, it's always been about the art. You know what I'm saying? The art form, just the feeling. It's got to feel good. It's got to resonate with the soul. I got a lyric. I said, metrics can't measure how music really resonates. That's like some of the realest shit ever. You
It
know what I'm
can't.
saying? You can have a cat that sells a million albums and it's trash and it doesn't resonate with somebody, or you can have an underground rapper with 5 fans and he's spitting the most heartfelt shit, personal shit, and he's touching people's lives that he don't even know. And it's like you're gonna tell that man it's not validated because of a certain number of people don't know about it or listen to it. I don't get caught up in the streams or the followers and all that. It's all about the music, man, and how it makes you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I said it before, anybody who knows me knows that, rest in peace, Pac, man. He's like one of my favorite MCs. And he wasn't, super lyrical, but he touched your soul. You know what I'm saying? With his cadence, his delivery, what he was talking about. And, I definitely emulate that in my life and in my music as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I do that. You know what I mean?
Set the tone. Yeah.
Fresh new year, fresh night, yeah. Walk with a bop like I really don't care. I don't care. Flows legit, scorching, I'm lit. In the plain white tee, got immaculate drip. Cut from a different cloth like I'm shopping at Kith.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. I go by Cash, aka Exec P. Man, episode 204. We getting in them 200s, and this time around, it's been a minute since I had an interview, and I've been taking a break, rightfully so. Music to put out, other things going on in life in general. I got a retirement coming up, people, so bear with me. Shout out to my Patreon supporters, man. Even though I don't put out everything on time and as timely as I want to put it out, I'm a one-man show, but I do appreciate y'all giving what you can month to month. It does help pay some of the bills here, and I'm deeply appreciative for that. But without further ado, man, on this episode, Indie Artist Spotlight, we have ROME MALLORY out of NYC, but now currently residing in NC, man. So he has a few projects out. I want to introduce him to you guys, man. It's a lot of dope music on here, and he has more music coming out. I don't know how this man finds time to put out EPs and things like that, but we're going to get all into that and get to know Rome, and hopefully y'all go by and support his music. So without further ado, welcome to the couch for the first time, ROME MALLORY.
Yo, what's really good? Salute, bro. Appreciate the opportunity, man. Appreciate you having me on the show, King.
Anytime. Good music speaks for itself. It makes these interviews easy to go by, especially when the music is good, man. So let the people know a little bit about you, where you from, how you got your musical start, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, man. Originally from Poughkeepsie, New York, man. Upstate New York. Shout out the whole 845, Power Kingdom, Newburgh. You know what I'm saying? Just a shorty, man. Just fall in love with hip hop, bro. You know what I mean? Just listening to hip hop. On the lunch table with the grinding beat. You know what I mean? Freestyling and whatnot. I just fell in love with the culture. You know what I mean? And it just kind of got into rhyming. You know what I mean? Coming up, battling local artists as well. You know what I'm saying? Went to the studio off of Academy Street. Shout out, everybody tapped in the Cyphers on Academy. That's a little series I got, you know what I'm saying? But a long story short, went to Academy Street, went to the studio. It was like my first time going to like a professional studio. Me and my niggas went up there and, he's like, yo, spit something for him. I gave son like 4 bars. He's like, yo, he's nice. So let's get him in the booth like ASAP, you know what I mean? So repping upstate, been in Charlotte, NC, shout out Queen City, 704. A lot of talent down here, man. Been down here since 2007, a little minute. So, rocked with a few cats. Big shout out to Soul Jukebox, you know what I'm saying? That's like, partnership. Shout out to Porter Exchange. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Raleigh 919, the Triangle. It's nothing but love, man. But I've been doing this for a minute. On the underground. You know what I mean? And shout out to everybody online tapping in. It's like a snowball effect. You know what I mean? I'm starting to see some more traction, people throughout the country and overseas. So I put a lot of work on these streets, a lot more projects coming, man. So, shout out to everybody that's tapping in, already tapped in. 23 is going to be a great year. Feel me?
Indeed, indeed. And I do get that influence from NC, and I get that influence from NY, man. Like, what was the transition in which you started to kind of, because I could see where on some of your freestyles is bar heavy, it's you doing what a typical New York rapper who's rooted in bars and stuff like that. But I see with the music, you're making actual songs and records that necessarily, not saying that they don't focus on bars, but they focus on the overall song structure and making sure that we feel it. So how are you bridging those two gaps, man?
Yo, great question, bro. Starting out rhyming up top, it's more so, like mixtape era, punchlines, battle rap, etc., ciphers and all that. So, when I came to Charlotte, I was still on that energy, you know what I mean? But it was different because it's a culture shock. Down here, when I first came down, like, it depends on what circles you run in. Some circles down here, cats really rap. They rap as rappers. And other circles, it's more melodic, more trap influence. So, I think it's part of me getting older and maturing as an artist, that reflects on my music, right? So, less emphasis on, what I'm saying, like the punchlines and the mixtape raps and, just developing my artistry, just making songs, right? Even when I was up top, I still had songs like conceptual joints, but it really started to flourish when I came down here. Getting introduced to different styles of music, more melodic. Big shout out to Outkast, Andre 3000, big fan, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nas. So those are like two of my favorite rappers, you know what I'm saying? So amongst others, obviously, but you put that in a pot, you know what I'm saying? You get me. But as the years went on, just getting my pen right, just writing songs. And you don't have to be the most lyrical rapper to write a heartfelt song. You know what I'm saying? So it's a balance in that.
For sure. And I like to reel them in immediately before we get too much into the talking. Let's give them an example of that songwriting. I'm gonna go into Top Floor featuring Logan Ellis. Shout out to Logan. I'll be hitting you up soon, man. Shameful plug.
Yeah.
Really dope song. So give me 1 second. All right.
It's off the breakthrough.
I'm gonna take you to the top floor, baby. You ready? It's like this. Yo. More stacks on the debit, flyer mileage is frequent. Walked in, she did a double take, know you peeped it. It's no secret, we OG status. I'm hitting the G spot in the G wagon. Not bragging, that's really how I bagged them. New York, what's good, down south, what's happening? Gold Magnum, sex really platinum. She wanna fuck, but I'd rather make the cash come. Upper echelon, 5-star restaurants. Who you flexing on, ball like the next LeBron? Polo Porsches, got a thing for horses. Don't make excuses, we try and make the Forbes list. Took a left, caught a lift, no Ubers left. 6th Street, wanna fly, come take a hit. Yo, remember Shorty friend used to get it in? She pulling up, Marriott 6th floor again.
Top floor. Welcome to the limelight, baby. It's the top floor.
Again, that's Top
Floor, baby.
Top Floor. Top Floor featuring Logan Ellis, man. Yeah, man, that one is a smooth joint right there, man. I was really feeling that one right off the top. Back when I heard it when it first came out, Numbs put me on to you. Shout out to Numbs Music, man. And I know we'll be getting into that as well as far as you guys working together, man. But yeah, he put me on to that, and that's the first song I went to since you had it as one of the singles. And then from there, I was like, yeah, this is the type of time. That's the type of stuff I'm trying to hear. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm cool with the bars, but I want to hear, can he make a song, man? So,
Yeah.
what's your focus like with that? Is your focus just song making right now at this point in your putting out music to the masses?
Yeah, man. Just to answer your question though, bro, like shout out to my man Double O. It's one of my day ones in the 845, man. We came up together and whatnot. It's funny, he still hits me up to this day asking me to do a mixtape. He wants me to do like a mixtape over like, of course, some promotional beats, 8 joints, just going crazy for 3 minutes straight. I'm not opposed to that. You know what I mean? Like I'm open to that, right? But right now my focus is just the songs, man, just album mode. Just the faucet's running. Like so far this year, like I got 3 projects in the first 6 months of the year. You know what I mean? And I got two other ones for the second half, if not 3. So, right now my focus is just songs, man. Just there's a lot to talk about in my life and the people around me and the things going on and the beats. I'm saying, like my beat selection is impeccable. You can't say that you ever heard me on a whack beat. You know what I mean? So that it's, and to me, it's like freestyles are dope, but it's like an original song is gonna last forever versus like a freestyle. It's got like a timestamp on it. You know what I mean? So right now I'm definitely locked into album mode, just knocking out a lot of features. It's just go time right now in a good zone.
For sure. How important is that aspect? Like, so I got 2 questions. You do have, I mean, you've been up in your output, but like I've noticed that your projects are a little bit longer than most people's nowadays. You know what I mean? So once you hit that 40-minute threshold, 35-minute threshold, I don't know why today, but the conditions we are in, people tend to say that's a long album if it's over 20, 25 minutes or whatever. So, what makes you do that? Because I see you have bridges in there. You also have the hook come back in at the end and you just let it vibe out. What makes you take that chance with people's attention spans?
That's a good question, man. I mean, like, think about the era we came up in, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know the attention spans nowadays are shorter, but at the same time, like if I'm giving you a album, I want to give you a full body of work. Not saying I want to give you like 20, 25 joints, but at the same time, if I'm painting a picture, like throw an interlude in there. You know what I'm saying? That's going to tie into, the song before or after it. Giving cast like a full song, you know what I mean? Like hook, verse, bridge, all that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not afraid to have my music be a little longer than, what it typically is. You know what I'm saying?
So let's get into beat selection, man. That's one of the main things that caught my ear as I was listening to your music, man. Is a lot of beats on there that once I start nodding my head as a rapper and aspiring producer, because I'm working towards it. You know what I mean? Hopefully, y'all hear some work here soon. But that's one of the first things that caught my ear, man. What are some of the albums? Who are some of the people? Like, what makes you focus that much on beat selection as you're writing your material?
Great question, man. I learned a long time ago, like you can have like the best raps in the world, but if the beat is trash or if the beat is mid, it don't matter. Shout out to the God Cannabis, man, one of the God MCs. I love him as a lyricist, but that Can I Bust album, it has some opportunities with the beat selection, in my opinion, amongst other MCs, just using him as an example. But, like, I love production. I love beats. I've co-produced a few beats, you know what I'm saying, in my day. Shout out to the GOAT, Quincy Jones, man. I mean, it's not necessarily hip hop, but, I want to rock on beats that I could just let the instrumental play on repeat. You know what I'm saying? If I can't just play the instrumental on repeat and fall in love with it, you know what I mean? I'm not going to put no rhymes on it. And I told myself, I made a rule. I was like, I'm not going to rock on something I like. I'm going to rock on something I love. You know what I'm saying? Because if I love it, everybody else is going to love it. But, like I said, definitely Quincy Jones, Kanye West. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a sucker for soul samples, Just Blaze.
Same here, yep.
Come on, man. RZA, Alchemist is on a run. Big shout out to J. Cole, man. He's an underrated producer. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dungeon Family, Manny Fresh, Beats by the Pound, Hitman.
Man, speaking of Manny Fresh, like we could go off. This is where the point of the episode where we go off the rails. I was watching something on the gram yesterday, and he was talking about just how they used to sample back in the day, and I forget what exactly. I think it was like the ASR he was talking about. and he was like they only had the opportunity to sample 8 different sounds. So that's what he was limited to, was 8 different
Crazy.
sounds. And can you imagine like all the music they put out in that Cash Money run where Manny was the head of the helm as far as the production, 8 sounds?
He did the whole albums off of 8 sounds. Like, give that man all the awards, man. Like, you serious? Like, he is Cash Money. Without Manny Fresh, there's no Cash Money. I don't care.
Right. And don't let that early verses fool y'all either. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah.
Man, he's one of them guys, man. He's one of them guys, man. But back to you, man. You mentioned RZA, you mentioned Just Blaze, Ye. You've also mentioned Nas and stuff like that. So I'll get into the Nas question. For a lot of his career, it was kind of like the knock on him was Bad Beats, which I think is a narrative that we've kind of become accustomed to, because when you go back, it really ain't as bad as what, was made of it. But are you cognizant of those type of things as you go into each project? You said if you love it, then you know the world is going to love it, or your listeners rather. Are you cognizant of doing the music for them and kind of putting yourself at the forefront of all that?
That's another great question, man. I think, as far as the beat selection, like I said, if I don't love it, I can't rock on it. I'm selfish with my music. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't love it, I'm not going to put it out. Like, I have countless songs, countless beats that I'm still sitting on that, the world hasn't heard. You know what I'm saying? So I could drop a lot of projects right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's just on stash. I'm a perfectionist with mine. I'm a beat connoisseur. You know what I mean? Like, the song, it starts with the beat. It's got to move me. Again, if it don't move me, it's not going to move the people. You feel me? So this is how I do it, man. It's very simple science to it.
For sure. So out of the Breakthrough, your most current project that you put out here earlier in February this year, but kind of last the test of a time with me as I've gone back to it quite a few times, as I kind of hear you on more recent production and recent stuff that people are putting out now. What are one of the features that you want to play right now from some of the standout artists you have on there? You got my man Know It All, Patty Honcho, Backwoods Sweetie, Logan Ellis. Which one you want to play with the feature on there?
Yeah, man. Big shout out to all those artists, man. They came through clutch, killed it. Even on my project before that, Protect the Inner Peace, I had some fire features. But let's rock with that Backwoods Sweetie, that Staring Through the World through my rear view, that number 7. That still hits. That's my joint.
I be tempted just to go in, test the water, dip my toe in, hold on to those potent moments, keep the instrumental going, ain't no contest, I trust the process. Got these niggas upset, feeling compressed, history making, document my progress. Call up the plug when I need an outlet. Think to myself, you ain't seen nothing yet. This ain't as good as it gets. Stand toe to toe with the vets. It's all or nothing, humbling moments. Life's a gamble, I bet. Grandmaster Queen Gambit of chess. I get my all till I ain't got nothing left. Get this shit off my chest and I'll rap you to death. Clean up like Betty, right? At times I'm a mess. Got bars for every breath. I ain't afraid of success.
Life is bigger than your 12-block radius. Dreams of rocking stadiums, barbers ain't fading us. Feels like I'm talking to God around some atheists. Derived from stardust, maybe we're the aliens. Never mind, y'all energy inconsistent. Wanna bring the family closer, but we distant. Getting older, new year, same behavior. Only time they hit me up is when they need a favor. Complete the mission, all you live in, no existence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That is Staring at the World Through My Rear View, featuring Backwoods Sweetie and Harmony. So y'all go check out the Breakthrough. If you like what you heard so far, go check it out. Go download it. Make sure you spend some money with that, man. You got a Bandcamp?
Yeah. I got Bandcamp, ROME 845. It's got a lot of throwback OG stuff on there, man. But yes, sir. Tap in.
Check it out. Streams and reporting those numbers on Spotify is really cool, y'all. We appreciate it. Artists to y'all out there, but what means a little bit more is, putting that coin up front, so we can continue to put this quality material out. These producers, these engineering sessions, these studio sessions. It's not free, and we want to pay our people that are helping us progress. So that Bandcamp stuff, paying for the music goes a long way. Paying for the shows goes a long way. So that's me on my soapbox. I love to put that out there because people think that the streams and the numbers bring you some type of monetary value, which we both know it does not.
Nah, bro, that's a whole nother conversation in terms of how much you get paid for one stream. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother podcast episode.
It is. So how do you not worry about that? Because I have this conversation with everybody, that we know that run in similar circles. Like, what are you doing to not focus so much on the numbers, but on the material and getting in front of people?
I mean, for me, it's always been about the art. You know what I'm saying? The art form, just the feeling. It's got to feel good. It's got to resonate with the soul. I got a lyric. I said, metrics can't measure how music really resonates. That's like some of the realest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? You can have a cat that sells a million albums and it's trash and it doesn't resonate with somebody. Or you can have an underground rapper with 5 fans and he's spitting the most heartfelt shit, personal shit, and he's touching people's lives that he don't even know. And it's like, you're gonna tell that man it's not validated because of a certain number of people don't know about it or listen to it. You know, I don't get caught up in the streams or the followers and all that. It's all about the music, man, and how it makes you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I said it before, anybody who knows me knows that, rest in peace, Pac, man. He's like one of my favorite MCs. And he wasn't, super lyrical, but he touched your soul. You know what I'm saying? With his cadence, his delivery, what he was talking about. And, I definitely emulate that in my life and in my music as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had an interview maybe last year, and I think it was late with Lacey Jackson, and going back to what we were talking about doing a mixtape and barring your head off and stuff like that. And he was like, "Yo, I used to rap like that," and I was like, "Word!" I couldn't hear it from him at the time when he said it, but then he kind of was saying that like a few people told him, "Yo, slow down, deliver it." Say exactly how you feel. You don't have to overly complicate it with too much words to where the people don't catch the message. And those that are gifted to do that as well, more power to them. But that's what I hear in your music, the ability to switch flows, but also just stay in that pocket, man. Like, why is that so important to you?
Bro, you could, like I said, you could be the most technical, lyrically skilled rapper on the planet, and I love that. And a lot of people who run in similar circles on hip hop Twitter, I like that. They're lyrically skilled, and even in the game, in the mainstream, you know what I'm saying? And I love that. But guess what? The average fan isn't gonna catch that. And it's like after a while, like all the joints sound similar, in my opinion, in terms of like that. Just the punchlines and the mixtapes, it just sound like one giant song that's on different beats versus like if I got certain topics I'm talking about, you know what I mean, it's gonna resonate. Bro, I got plenty of songs like Give It All Away, you know what I'm saying, Family Jewels, Come As You Are, Black Mona Lisa, like, all my joints, like I could go on. It's like all these songs, like they live in their own space and it captures a certain feeling. And not saying that, you write a song, it doesn't have to be like ABC rap. Not at all. You could still, sprinkle in the wordplay and the punchlines. It's just how you go about it. It's just the full package. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, precisely, man. And again, like you said, I love lyrical rap. I go through my moments where I'm going through old Wayne mixtapes for a week or two at a time because I just want to hear that feeling or remember that feeling from when I was going crazy, the drama mixtapes or Evil Empire mixtapes. Like I get that, you know what I mean? But I know in my heart of hearts as a fan and as a supporter of some of you guys out there, when I can relate to certain messages that you're putting in the music, you know what I mean? Shout out to Patty Honcho specifically, because I think he's one of those younger guys that and know it all as well. Like they both can rap their asses off, but if you ever dive deep into their catalog, they're talking about some shit. Know It All was talking about dialysis and kind of recovering from that on previous albums. Patty got blaxploitation shit, and he's talking about shit that he's going through as, you know, a younger guy coming up, and just giving you a duality and just what he's doing, and it's lyrical, you know what I mean? So you could do both, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, the production got to be right, man.
Think about this too, bro. Think about this. Like all of the goats, like the Nas, Jay, Hove, Big, even M. It's like they lyrical, but at the same time, you know their story. You know them, even though we never met them. Like you know their story, how they came up. And like you said, shout out to Patty, shout out to Know It All. You know what I'm saying? Like those are some great examples. Even myself, it's like obviously, you know what I'm saying, fans haven't met us in person, but they know our story. And that's a
Right.
sign of a good MC.
Right. And whether that's, you know, on, you know, and the advantage we got nowadays is social media, and depending on how you feel about that, you know, that could go either way. But
Yeah.
artists back in the day didn't have that. So whatever they put out in front of you was what you got, and you had to hang on that, whether that be the Source magazine, Double XL, or the brief MTV or BT sit down, or Cypher, or going in the basement, you know what I mean? So how do you, besides the music, are you a fan of social media, or do you just kind of utilize it just because you kind of have to?
I think it's a gift and a curse, right? I think we're in the era now you could cut out the major label, you could cut out the middleman, like it's straight to consumer now. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I don't need a big machine behind me to touch my fan base and to talk directly to them. I think social media, a lot of cats get twisted with it in terms of like chasing clout. You know what I mean? Portraying different things that they're really not in real life. And it's like, you can't measure a person's presence or their worth by the number of likes and retweets that they get. Me personally, bro, like if I didn't do music, cats, I don't know if I would even be on it, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like broadcasting my personal life and all that stuff, man. I think some things are better sacred, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like once you put certain things out into the spotlight, it just turns into something else. And not knocking anybody that's into that, but I just think people just look for validation from social media. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mindful of that. Um, that's how I look at it, bro. Like it's a great tool for music. You know what I'm saying? If it's used the right way, it's a gift and a curse. It can really go either way depending on how you play it.
Right, right, and kind of being a little bit more reserved myself as well, man. I kind of find like if it don't if it's not natural for me to share certain things, then if it don't feel right, I'm not sharing it. You know what I mean? If I got to rethink what I'm tweeting, or what I'm posting, if it's saying like you got to even think about saying happy birthday to your old lady, or putting your old lady out there, or putting your kids out there. You know what I mean? Because this space is ruthless, and people could kind of get a false sense of knowing you too in that aspect, to get way too comfortable in saying certain things. You know what I mean? So me personally, I got a lot of interest, so I like to basketball, sports, talk shit about music. But even then, like, I don't have time to talk shit about music all day long. I have time to be on that app all day long. I'm at work, you know what I mean? Or I'm doing something productive, a little bit more productive. But I think it is necessary, you know what I mean? And I want to kind of stay in that necessary lane. I want to talk about from an independent standpoint, rollout strategy. What are some of the things that you feel like you've grown leaps and bounds from the first time you started putting out stuff as an independent up until now?
Whew, that's a great question, man. Learned a lot. You could be the best rapper in the world, go to the studio, lay it down, and it's like, okay, now what? It's kind of like American Gangster with Denzel. It's like you cooking up that blue magic. It's like you got the best product in the city, but once you got the product, how you gonna move it? How you gonna market it? How you gonna distribute it? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna get your name out there? How you gonna separate yourself from the others? How you gonna build anticipation? That kind of correlates with social media, right? That's boom, number one tool just in terms of reaching the people. Uh, for me, full of what I post, creating a sense of like anticipation. You know what I'm saying? Like, gone are the days where you announce your album is coming out 2 months ago, right?
Right.
That's boring to be real.
Right.
If look at Nas, like the Magic album, like he told niggas that shit was dropping like that night or a couple days. He's like, oh shit,
Right.
like word, like niggas was mad hyped for that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm on that same type of time, man. Like it's nothing wrong with letting cats know ahead of time, but it's like playing chess. You gotta be mindful of it. And like I said, direct to consumer, you could kind of tease them with, little snippets or, artwork in terms of like spark their interest. What's this? Trailers and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a beautiful thing. I've learned a lot in the game just in terms of how to market myself, what works and what doesn't work. You know what I mean? But it comes with time, and it's learning the business too, man. Like I said, you could be the best rapper in the world, but if you don't know how to market yourself and your brand is everything. It took me a while to learn about your brand. Like obviously ROME MALLORY, but Eclectic Renegade, that's my brand. You know what I'm saying? Photography, film, clothing, merch, got the merch available, hoodies, shirts, and all that. So it's really just bossing up, man. Just being ownership, business owner. It encompasses all that. It's more than just a hot 16. I think younger cats that come into the game, it's mainly the music. But now, you know what I'm saying, that they seeing like how it works. Like, hey, I can have my own merch. I can have my own label. So, you know what I mean? It's a different era now compared to back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, cats was just straight rapping. Now it's like we businessmen now. You know what I mean?
And you gotta be, man. You gotta rap. You gotta podcast. You gotta, it's it's
Yeah.
things that you could do to put yourself out there in a different way, shape, or form. I like long form conversations and getting to meet you guys and stuff like that. That's how I've worked with some of the folks that roll in similar circles, just off the strength of just being genuinely a supporter and fan of their music. And then from there, production. Now we text daily for some of them, a little bit more than others. So it's a whole community, man, and when you're doing it genuinely, man, it pays off, man, because people are handing your music off just off the strength. It's similar to going to the gas station back in the day and trying to hand to hand that thing. You know what I mean? Now it's just people just retweeting. Shout out to Scott specifically on Twitter.
Yeah, shout out to Scott, man.
Yo, he'll retweet your shit every day. You know what I mean? And I'm glad he does that, because a lot of people would be hesitant to do it. Like, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm on this motherfucker dick, or you know what I mean? Like people really be, and it's just support. I don't see it as that. You know what I mean? I just see it as somebody genuinely showing support, and it does. Those little gestures keep us going. You know what I mean? As artists, so
Yeah. Absolutely. Big shout out to Scott, man. I need to do a show in Boston. Let's set that up. I'd love to come out there and rock the stage for real.
Show, man. That's the other thing, man. I'm starting to see a lot of our peers do shows, man. Are you got? I mean, the summer is here, pretty much, man. So you got a few things lined up. Any local festivals, or are you going on the road to kind of connect with different people in different cities?
Yeah, man. I'm in the process of setting up a tour, you know what I'm saying, on some independent underground stuff. I got some plugs out here in Charlotte just in terms of different promoters that I work with and deal with. Looking forward to getting on stage, you know what I'm saying? Like I had a show, it's a couple months ago at a Visual Performing Arts Center in Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? Good turnout. Was able to rock it. Everybody was showing love, was able to build. Once again, big shout out to Know It All. I definitely want to do Scaring the Hoes, go hit up the BX.
Same,
you know what I'm saying?
same. I'm going home to do that for sure. At some point, we got to line it up.
Facts, bro. I'll be going up there before the year's out. Big shout out to the homie Nums. I know he's putting something together in October. I'm going to go up there for that.
I'll be there too.
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
Facts, man. So, I love rocking the stage, just the energy. I'm always open to build, you know what I mean? So anybody watching this, they got some plugs on some shows, let me know. But yeah, they got a lot of stuff in the works, for real, for real.
For sure, man. Have you done a live band yet? Is that something that you want to do?
No, I haven't done a live band yet, but I would love to. That's like some bucket list shit. Like watching Jay and Nas do that, it's like, it's just a different feeling versus just like with the DJ. I'm not mad at that. I'm gonna do my work regardless. I'm gonna feel the crowd regardless.
That's hip hop, man. But it's something about hearing them drums live and them vibrations, man. Like you can't beat that, man. If people never done it, like you just don't know, man. It's another level of high on the stage outside of just you and the DJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I got some plugs with, some, you know what I mean, some cats that, play live instruments and whatnot, but yeah, that's top tier shit right there. You rock with the band. Yeah, if you know, for real.
Facts, right. So let's get into some unreleased stuff, man. I know you got some
Yeah.
projects going out, but before we press play on the unreleased music, just let us know what you have coming out in the next couple of months. That is a for sure goal. It's just a matter of that day, turning on the calendar, man.
Yeah, man. So first project I got coming up is Eclectic Soule. That's a project with myself and the homie Laren. Big shout out to Soul Jukebox. That's a collabo album. You know what I'm saying? We locked in, fire joint, smooth as shit, some summer shit, all type of vibes on there. So that's dropping end of May. Also got a joint with the homie Numbs called And the Winner Is. That's done. Got some fire features on there. I'm not gonna speak on who's featured on it. Real boom bap, real hip hop, getting in my bag, getting the bars off, but still balancing out with the song work. That's actually dropping end of June. That's gonna be fire. So I got the next 2 months. I got
two albums
projects.
or 2 EPs?
2 EPs.
Okay.
2 EPs. Yeah. The Numbs joint about 6-7 joints. The Eclectic Soul, that's like 8 joints. You know what I mean? So I got those 2. Big shout out to my man Pasero. He Eclectic Renegade out there in Argentina, man. We global, worldwide. He made beats. Yo, MCs need to tap in with him. He's on like some real boom bap 90s grimy New York shit, like some Havoc shit. Me and him got an EP coming. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to the homie Blank Thought. Big shout out to Rhode Island. You know what I mean? He be doing a lot of mix work. He's everywhere.
I've been seeing. I don't think I've ever seen a face, but I know we probably follow each other on both my personal and podcast platform. But I see he's working.
Yeah, man. Me and him got a project we working on as well. Then after that, you know what I'm saying, I got the follow-up to The Breakthrough. That's going to be like a full-length album, you know what I'm saying? So everything that I just mentioned are more so like EPs, but like I said, the follow-up to The Breakthrough, that's going to be a full-length album, and that's going to be special, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be special. Like when I lock in like album mode, like it's top tier. Not saying like when I do the EPs that I give it less, and that's not the case, but when it's time for an album, like Into the Light, classic.
Yeah,
Take the NP, classic.
The EPs help.
Classic. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
Yeah, we working, man.
Yeah, they do sound, I hate to say it, but this is the word that comes to mind, cohesive, for lack of better words. But they do sound well put together. But I like the EP aspect of things because you do get to network, you get to work with different people. And it may not be a full-length album. If the EP does well, then maybe we do an album if this felt great. You know what I mean? But it's a good, let's date real quick. Let's see if we like us together, and then, we'll work from here on out, man.
It's different for me too, man, because like the albums that I just mentioned and the albums that I've done previously in the past, is like I've had multiple producers on there. You know what I'm saying? I never really locked in with just like one producer for the full joint. So, it's a new experience for me. You know what I'm saying? Just to come into 23 and I have 4 EPs produced by 4 producers, you know what I'm saying, the 4 different sounds. It's challenging me as an artist, and it's reflecting in the music, man. So, it's been a dope experience. I mean, I enjoy it. So I'm excited for it.
So I got a few joints here, a few unreleased joints. I got Black Tie. I got Black Tie that's Black Tie's Time Slipping Away. Please Stay. And then I think this is 4 Time. Which one you want to play, man, from some of the unreleased joints for what people can expect coming out here?
Man, play that Time Slipping Away, man. I like that joint. That's fire.
All right, let's get to it.
Feel time slipping away. 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 Slipping away.
He came home, did time with a big goal. blessed to watch your kids grow. Scared to let go, bro. What's the fear for? Better walk in your purpose. What you here for? Infused with rhythm, dear God, why the killer? Graze in my bed, I'm looking like wisdom. Still making hearts melt. Peep how the cards dealt. Always wondered if this was how my pops felt. Man of the house now, pressure from the spouse now. You better lie down, put them lies down. The weight's not punishment, it's preparation. The weight's not punishment, it's preparation.
Feel time slipping away. 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 Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Time slipping away. Time slipping away. Who's the producer? What project is this coming out on?
Yeah, so boom, big shout out to my homie Laren. He on the beat. That's off Eclectic Soule, you know what I'm saying? Dropping May 26th. Oh my goodness, man. We coming through. I'm not announcing it 2 months in advance. I'm giving y'all niggas 5 days to fucking get y'all shit together, man. We coming through. All original beats. Oh my goodness. It's crazy, man. Let's go.
All right, cool. So what's the tone of this album? Is it more of this for the people that's not gonna hear the rest of these songs on here? Because I got three more on here, but y'all gotta go buy, y'all gotta go stream that, man. So what's the tone of Eclectic Soule?
Yeah, man. Eclectic Soul. So my previous joints have been like more like boom bap, soul sample based, which I'm a sucker for. We all know that. But Eclectic Soul is all original beats. It's real smooth. It's real like grown man music. You know what I'm saying? It's real melodic. You know what I mean? We got some great singers on there. You know, great melodies on there. But yeah, it's like a summertime album, man. You know what I mean? Like, you know, summer's like pretty much here. It's about to start. With that being said, it's not like it's a Will Smith summertime album, not by any means. Like we still got some heavy content on there. Like for example, we got a joint called X, samples Malcolm X on there, real heavy. You know what I'm saying? That's the joint you call Master. That's called X. Right?
X. Yep.
So we got that. We got that. Please Stay. Please Stay is like my favorite joint off the album. Like that shit's so smooth, man. I feel like I'm in a fucking Harlem Renaissance.
Please Stay was my the joint that I think I sent you, but the Malcolm joint, man, I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Because I was thinking like, you know, kind of, and this is how, you know, in real time how stuff resonates, and it's not like a super duper crazy story, but I grew up on Malcolm X Boulevard in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I don't have a song like that yet. You know what I mean? I'm talking more so about my life and things I've been through, but I was like, yo, you know, you tapping into just a lot of things that need to be said, things that people need to hear. You know what I mean? And sacrificing a song for that, it can. I won't say it's anything that you're taking a risk, but you know, nowadays people they want to get right to it, like the microwave era, and not necessarily hear stuff with substance. So, salute to you for taking that chance and, you know, putting something out there that got that little jazzy. It feels right. You know what I mean? I don't feel like you talking at me. It feels like I'm vibing to whatever, you know, you're saying as far as the feeling.
Yeah, you said something right there, man. You said it's not microwave. We're in the microwave era. You know what I mean? We cooking up that soul food. We got the collard greens on the stove top. We got the candy yams with the marshmallows and all of that. We about to feed them real good. This ain't no pop it in the microwave, man. It's gonna stick to your ribs. It's gonna resonate. You know what I mean?
For sure. So you mentioned quite a few projects, EPs you got coming out. We're almost at the midway mark of the year. How you doing on these resolutions? What are some of the new things you're thinking about incorporating into the brand and or music for the rest of the year?
Crazy you said that, bro. I had a meeting with one of my guys at the VAPA Visual Performing Arts Center earlier. You know, I launched the merch, you know what I'm saying? Got some merchandise on deck, some clothing on deck. Big shout out to the Port Exchange, man. We got some pieces available online, theportexchange.com right now. But I've been getting a lot of requests for some hoodies, right? So we're going to have the hoodies available, you know what I mean? Got some fire designs, you know what I mean? So just taking the merch to another level. That's something I've been wanting to do for a while. So it feels good to actually execute on that. You know what I'm saying? Get that out to the people. And just have a few different collections together. So that's one thing, man. You know what I mean? I do photography and videography as well. So, I got some things cooking just in terms of like from the visual aspect. More so like, documentary vibes, not necessarily like a music video. Kind of peeling back the layers on myself, you know what I mean? And my story, obviously it's reflected in the music, but y'all get to learn more about me directly from me. And also just, other stories about there's different narratives that I want to talk about, within the culture, you know what I'm saying? So that's soon to come as well. So, it's a lot of things cooking up, man. I'm excited for the future, more projects. It's just a good time, man. Like I said, the faucet's flowing right now. People are really catching on. It's good to see, you know what I mean? It's like a snowball effect, you know what I mean? Every project I'm putting out, people are tapping in. So, I've been doing this for a minute, you know what I mean? So, like I said, the validation, it's not everything, but to see people, you know what I mean, getting in tune, it's a good look.
All right, cool. So, again, y'all tap into Rome Mallory before we get into some more fun questions and kind of getting to know a little bit more about Rome, man. Y'all tap into him at Rome845. That's on Twitter and Instagram, correct?
Yes, sir. Rome845, tap in with me. Follow your boy. Don't send me no weirdo shit. Don't do that. That block button will work real good. But yeah, hit me up, man. Talk to me. I talk back. It's all good energy, man. We can build.
Next question. What do you miss most food-wise from New York?
You said food-wise?
Yep.
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you, man. Like, ain't nothing like that bodega, that deli, getting that breakfast sandwich, man. You're not finding that in Charlotte. You're not finding that down south, man. Dunkin' Donuts ain't doing it. Krispy Kreme ain't doing it. You gotta hit the bodega. Peace to the chopped cheese. I ain't really big on the chopped cheese, but you know what I mean?
I'm big on the chopped cheese. And anytime I go back, that's probably one of the first meals I have, a beef patty with cocoa bread and some pepperoni and some cheese. In
Come on,
that
man.
thing, you know what I mean? That's one of them things. I'm probably jerk chicken it out, roti. My family from Totola, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely doing all that when I'm back in New York.
But yo, I'm tapped into all the Jamaican spots down here. I be on my curry goat, my oxtail, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hitting all them spots. So I'm eating real good. But like I said, that breakfast sandwich, that's undefeated. Man, pizza though, man. In my hood, there's a spot called Naples. They got the giant slice. This slice is like fucking huge for no reason. It'd be for the low and it'd be bomb. Like, yeah, that's like the most undefeated pizza. So yeah, the pizza and the breakfast sandwich for sure, man. Definitely missing that.
Yeah, I'm familiar with your area, man. My mom's moved out there about, I want to say 18 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I'm back there often. It's just to visit, kick it with moms and stuff like that. But y'all got a lot of transplants out there. So y'all do get a little bit of New York.
Yeah.
A little bit of New York there as well. So we'll stick to rap and then I'm gonna let you go, man. Last question. As far as the NC scene, from wherever you want to go, time era up until now, who are some of the most slept on MCs out of North Carolina?
Damn, that's a loaded question, man. I mean, you can't say Cole. Cole's that nigga, right? I mean, Little Brother and the Underground. Come on, you already know them. Man, this is cat named Ja Monte, man. He's solid. He used to go by King Callus. Me and him did shows back in the day. He's really been flourishing. It's good to see him doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? There's this cat named Silky Jones, bro. Shout out to the OG Silky Jones. When I first moved to Charlotte, I did a lot of music with him and this other cat. He's like a local legend, OG. He's real, not even a real lyrical cat, man. He's like, quote unquote, a traditional Southern MC, but he's a staple in Queen City for his era, man. And I got the utmost respect for him, man. So I would say Silky Jones as well. Man, there's a few cats, man, but those are the few that come to mind, bro. That there's in NC, there's a dope scene. You know what I'm saying? It depends on where you want to go. Like if you go to the Triangle, Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro, you know what I'm saying? Like it's more boom bap, more lyrical, right? Shout out to Jamla, shout out to Knife, you know what I'm saying? Rhapsody, you know what I mean? Boom, you could put Rhapsody on the list. I feel like she's one of the ghosts, and she slept on like
Damn, it's
the
been a
MC.
minute since he dropped too.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but yo, like male or female, she's like one of the top MCs. Period. So
Period.
I
Yeah.
got yeah, I love Rhapsody, man. I love to do a joint with her, right? But now I say that to say this is like again, you got different pockets. You know what I'm saying? You got the trap. You know what I'm saying? You got like kind of like the woke. You got the lyrical. You know what I'm saying? So I think people on the outside looking into NC, at least me, before I came here, you just think it's all like Petey Pablo and shit. You know what I'm saying? But
No
you look under.
disrespect, because that album was all right.
Yeah, shout out to Petey Pablo, man. He had a little run, you know what I'm saying? The helicopter shit and all that. Shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Timbo.
yeah.
I don't like what
I
Timbo.
did it. I
I don't
did it
like,
when I was in the club when they did all the cities. You know what I mean? I was young before, man.
yeah, man. I mean, in the club, damn near anything sound good when you got them drinks in you, man. You know what I'm saying? You got something nice dancing on you. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. On the outside looking in, you think that's it, but underneath all that, it's a beautiful music scene, man. So people definitely got to tap in.
All right. Final question. We all, make these lists and things that we got to do to be better people and all that. But from an artist perspective, you know what I mean? Just let's take Batman. He has his tool belt. He has all these different things in his arsenal. What is one thing that you are looking to add to your music making capabilities before the year's out?
Man, that's a great question. It's funny, bro. Like I've always been like an MC or a rapper's rapper, right? But you heard Eclectic Soul, you heard all the melodies on there, a lot of singing on there, and I mean, in the studio, I'm surrounded by a lot of rappers and singers. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. But I've been getting a little more melodic. You know what I'm saying? Just experimenting with that a little bit. Not saying I'm gonna do a full R&B album, right, or even an R&B song, or
Why
even a
not?
song like.
Why not though? You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be out here grabbing the air and shit like a New Edition. You know what I'm saying? Dancing in the rain. That's not what I do this for.
Right, right.
But at the same time, just dabble a little bit in the melodic bag, just more so on hooks and bridges. You know what I'm saying? Getting that in my repertoire. I've been experimenting with that a little bit. So I would say that. Definitely continue just in terms of storytelling. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that's heard The Breakthrough, they heard the Assassin's Bullet. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that earlier before the show started. You know what I'm saying? I got a song called Streetcar named Desire off of Into the Light. That's a great storytelling record. So I could flex that muscle just looking to do that a little more. You know what I mean? And, there's a whole bunch of shit, bro, as an MC, just like voice inflection, cadence, wordplay. You could really get super technical with it. You know what I'm saying? But that'd be the short answer for you.
Dope, dope. So y'all, May 26th, that is right around the corner. That is next week, right before Memorial Day weekend. So y'all could pick up the project, have a good time on your flights, on your road trip, whatever. That's a perfect time to get to know new artists. And that's a lot of the time, that's when I get to know new artists. I save stuff up and then I listen whenever I got a nice little drive ahead of me. So y'all check Rome's project out right now. The Breakthrough is his latest project. He has quite a few others before that. He had a project drop last year. So it's some current stuff up there. So you're not going to hear any dated material. And then you have Eclectic Soul. He has one with my man Numbs coming, EP, and
Crazy.
they're sounding good. And again, I don't get people on here that I don't at least vet and listen to the music first, because I feel like that's part of the brand too. It has to be authentic to what I like, or else they probably don't come on here and we try again on the next project. So Rome, take us out, man. Give shout outs to whoever you need to give shout outs to, and plug your stuff one more time.
Yo, man, I appreciate everybody tapping into the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to my man Cash. But yo, man, I just want to send love to everybody. Just, everybody who's going through something, man. You know what I mean? Small gestures go a long way. You never know what someone's battling. You know what I mean? They may have a good front, a good face, a smile, but underneath that might be some pain. So, you know what I mean? Just know that no matter what you're going through, man, there's always going to be light at the end of the tunnel, man, like on some real shit. But man, big shout out to Eclectic Renegade, Soul Jukebox, Porter Exchange, the whole 845, Power Kingdom, 704, Charlotte, Queen City. There's so many names to name, but if you know, you really know. Everybody who supported me, my music, it's nothing but love, man. So, like I said, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Rome845. It's nothing but love, man. Peace and blessings, y'all. For real, for real.
And we'll end it there. That's episode 204, Indie Artist Spotlight, Rome Mallory. We out.